Everybody, welcome back to another OOTP tutorial, and today we are going to be talking about how to make trades. Now, to start off, I'm going to be choosing the Tampa Bay Rays as my team because I feel that they have a really good amount of prospects, a good balance of players, and I think it'll be a fun video to trade with them. So I'm going to pick Tampa Bay as my team to start. I'm on challenge mode, GM and manager. So here's our team. Now, to start off, I'm going to look at my email, see what my owner wants. He wants to sign Charlie Morton to extension. Now, I'm not sure if I totally agree with that because Charlie Morton is 36. He is doing really well, 3.05 ERA last season, but not too sure about that yet, so I'm going to wait to sign him to an extension until maybe the end of the year, see how he does. He wants to acquire a Great Glove Award winner. We could do that. And reach the World Series in the next 4 seasons. So, yeah, we're in Tampa Bay. So, to start off for trades, you want to look at the roster and see like who you want to trade or like who's good on your team. Now, a way to gauge whether you have good pieces or not at different positions is to go to your team home screen, go to meet the team here, and it'll tell you how and it'll tell you what ranking all your players are in their position. So you see, it looks like Yandy Diaz is the worst ranked third baseman in the entire league among the starting third basemen. So I probably have to upgrade there, as well as Kevin Smith, he's ranked 29th, so that's not very good. Maybe a little upgrade at shortstop would do well. But as you can see, Austin Meadows is one of the best left fielders in the game. I got Manuel Margot, who's a really good center fielder. And, obviously Jose Alvarado is a great player as a reliever. He's one of the best. And you have Blake Snell as our ace. So it is a pretty well put together team to start off with. And you see we have some good prospects here, lots of potential. This guy right here, Nate Lowe, he's doing really well in the minors, and he should be called up this year. They're actually recommending, see these green arrows? It means that they're recommending that we call them up. Now, you can set your lineups by yourself, or you can ask the AI to complete the organization, lineups, etc., as well as the minor league system, so you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. It really depends on how much time you want to spend on the game. I mean, this game is super in-depth, and you could go on forever with this game, but for now, I think I'm just going to see what my AI thinks about the lineups and what I should do. So I made some quick changes right there, and you see it called up some players. If you go to potential here, you see Nate Lowe just got called up, and we'll see how he starts. But if he doesn't play very well, I'm going to call him down. But for the point of this video, I'm going to show you how to make trades. So the first good tool that I like to use to make trades is to shop a player around. So let's say I want to shop Jose Martinez around. He's 3 stars. Looks like his potential is pretty much maxed out at the age of 31. He had a decent season, 269 batting average and 10 home runs last season. So let's just see what we could get out of him. So you go to trade options here. You go to actions, trade options, and then you're going to go ahead and go to shop player around. Now, right here in the shop selection, you could choose from your active roster, your prospects, any of your minor league teams, waivers, designated for assignment, to look at what players you have that you can maybe shop around. And you could shop a maximum of 2 players around, as well as if you want, you could retain some of their salary. Now, if I look at Jose Martinez's salary, he's making $2 million on the year, so it seems like a good salary that teams won't mind taking, so I'm sure I'll find some good offers for it. Now, before I press shop now, you see I have 5 shop attempts today. Sometimes when you get close to the trade deadline, it goes up to 10 shop attempts because that's when GMs get really busy in the game. But for now, it's just 5. So, you just advance to the next game if you want more shop attempts by pressing this arrow or pressing continue up here, finish today. And you could also say if you want prospects, regulars, so that's like maybe ages 26 to 29, and then veterans who are like 30 years old or more, who are maybe ending their prime or a little past their prime, and a lot of them could be slightly overpaid. So if you want to, balance out contracts, veterans are some players that you might want to get. So You could also go to all players, so just tell me all my offers. You got all batters, pitchers, every position, all relievers, pretty much anything. So you could really specify who you want to trade for and what you're willing to give up. So if I go to shop now, right here it's telling me all the players that it's going to allow me to trade for right away. And obviously there's more that you could do. Um, you could go look at their contracts and stuff when it really shows you the offers and go in depth to see who you really want to trade for. And so right here you could see who they're offering. You could look at the overalls, the potential, depending on who you want. You could look at their age, see if you want some prospects. You see, this looks like a pretty good deal because Michael Chavis is only 24 years old. He's a second baseman, and he could also play a little bit of third base. It looks like, um, which is a position that we're actually missing on this team. He had a pretty good season last year, hitting 254 with a batting average and 58 RBIs for the Red Sox, and he has 3.5 star potential. So if I go to trade here, they say it's a good deal, and my assistant GM says it's not fair. But really, it's up to you on what you think. Now, you see, the cash available that I have is 5 million, so I could actually add cash. I could ask them to add cash to the deal, and the way I do that is I make them a trade that they don't want to do, and then I could add as much cash as I want. So I could say, hey, I want Michael Chavis, but I'm also gonna ask for $4 million. So I said 400,000. My bad. So they're 4 million, and then I'll take away Matt Barnes, and they say, hey, this is not a fair deal. So I could really just go and try to get whatever I can get out of this trade, and keep trying until I find a good trade. So as I continue this, I want to talk about something else you can do, which is you could actually. He says he'll think about this offer. What you could also do is you could press retain so that you don't have to pay the player's full salary and they'll retain some of it for you, which could help improve your money. It says right here how much your money would improve in the trade. So right now it would improve by 3 million if we did this trade here. You could also press make this work now to see what they're offering to make it work right now. Doesn't look like some of the good offers are there. This guy's not great. I mean, he has a good ERA, but doesn't. I don't want to trade all my prospects at the moment, and so we'll see what we could do and just play around with it, see what we could do. Well, after playing around with the trade a lot, I found something that I liked. So the Red Sox were able to agree with a deal which involved me sending Jose Martinez, obviously, to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for Michael Chavis with no retaining contract, but they are going to give me $2,200,000. That was what they thought would happen, that they would like, and they say there's a lot to like in this offer. And my assistant GM now, instead of saying it's not fair, they say, well, not improving us by a lot, this wouldn't really hurt us either. Now, I think it's a good deal because I think the Rays are set for the future with what they have right now, with all the good prospects and everything. So I think it's a good deal to bring in Michael Chavis because he fits their timeline a bit better. So you're gonna go ahead and complete trade by pressing this button, and yeah, click nice. And usually the player that you traded for will be in the designated for assignment section right here in your rosters and transactions section. So I'm going to go to Michael Chavis and drag him over to the active roster. Now you see there's one spot available. Now I have 26 out of 26 players. So I could go to lineups if I want, and I could ask the bench coach for all my lineups and depth charts. And my bench coach says that Michael Chavis should be on the bench right here. See, his name's in white. But what I could do is I could actually say, hey, Michael Chavis is better than Yandy Diaz, and I'm going to put him in at third base right there. And then, for pitching, you could also trade pitchers just the same way. Now you see Ryan Yarbrough. He's actually a pretty decent pitcher at the age of 28, but I feel like I could get a younger pitcher who has good value. So when I trade him away, If I click trade away player right here, not shop him, I want to show you all something that you could also do to help you with your trading, and that is to look at the team's, what they're set at, if they're rebuilding, or if they're win now or build a dynasty, or somewhere in between. So when they are rebuilding, the team, they're going to want your young prospects. They're going to give away their win now players. Like for example, I'm giving away Ryan Yarbrough, so I'm more of in a rebuilding mode than a win now mode because I'm trying to give away my win now players for players that will help me in the future. If I go to Boston Red Sox, though, who are build a dynasty, that means that they want to win the World Series right now, and they're ready to get any good player that'll help them do that this second. So because of that, I think I'm going to go make another trade with the Red Sox or the Yankees or any build a dynasty team. Now, win now is similar to build a dynasty. It means that they're really trying to push for the playoffs and get some players that will do that. But build a dynasty they don't really care about the prospects. So if I go to the Yankees, because we already made a trade with the Red Sox, if I go to the Yankees and I go to their prospects, you'll see I'm going to look at how much potential some of them have. Now let's see if I want this 19-year-old right fielder Ryder Green, who has 3-star potential. So if I drag and drop and ask what will make the trade work, they're going to ask for players that are win now players. So this looks like a decent trade because I'm trading away a half star with 2.5-star potential 20-year-old who's a starting pitcher with a 3 ERA for Ryder Green. So that looks like a good deal, and it looks like probably the best deal out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what my assistant GM thinks, and he says that is not fair at all. I kind of messed around with the trade, and I looked at like maybe what they would offer me and see what would work. So what I came up with was a trade that I would send Shane Baz, who's the prospect, who's half a star, 2.5 star, and I'm also gonna send the second baseman Turner, who's 19 and he has 1.5-star potential. He looks like an okay player in the minors. And in return, I'm going to get these two players. I'm getting Ryder Green, who's 3-star potential. Obviously, the Yankees are more likely to trade away their prospects, as I said before, because they are a build a dynasty team. And I'm also getting minor league shortstop Oswald Peraza, who is also 3-star potential, and he's only 19 years of age. They're also going to throw $10,000 in cash right there. And my assistant GM says that seems like a good deal to me. Hopefully, the other side agrees. Now, that's what you really want from your assistant GM. I mean, it feels good to make a trade after you really look at your options and see the max value you could get out of it. And if you see, usually your cash available is going to be 5 million, like the Yankees have right now. But after I got that 2,200,000 in that other trade, mine went up to 7,200,000, which will just give you more flexibility for trades, and it's better to have more money because it gives you a bigger budget. And so I'm getting an extra $10,000, which is pretty good because that's all they would give me, because it is a good deal anyways. So I'm going to complete this trade with great gratification, as I feel like that was a really good trade for the team. Now they are in the minors, so what I could do, because they're not designated for assignment, if they're just prospects, is I could go to the email in which it tells me the details of the trade, and what I could do from here is I could look at the players that I got. So I could look at Ryder Green's page, and it tells me where he is right now, and I could go, I could promote him anywhere. So I could say, hey, I want him to play in like high A. So there we go. Now he's playing in high A. So it's just easier to find them and see where they're playing. Same thing with this guy, Oswald Peraza, who looks like he has really good potential, 3.5 star, according to my head scout OSA, has him also at 3.5 stars. So it looks like a really promising player. So I'm also going to promote him to high A. And basically, as you go through the season, you want to look at how they're progressing. If they're not doing so well, you might want to trade them. You might want to send them down. And you want to gauge how your players are doing throughout the season. Now, if you see like maybe a month in that one of your players aren't doing very well, then make sure you keep them on the notice so that If they continue to play like that, you trade them. So if I go to my team home screen, another thing I like to do is look at this who's hot and who's not section right here. If you don't see it, you just click the arrow here and then go to who's hot right there. So when the season ends up starting, because I haven't started the season yet, when the season starts, it's going to tell you who's hot and who's not. So you want to avoid trading the hot players, and you want to maybe trade the players who are not hot before they lose their overalls. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I helped you a lot with the trading. If you have any suggestions for new videos, be sure to comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, and I'm usually pretty quick. Off the bat here, we post basically every single day. We have OOTP content, we have baseball news content. I know baseball suspended, but we're trying our best to bring out some good content, and we have a podcast called Off the Bat, where it's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many other platforms, so you can just check that out too. Thank you for watching as always, and see you later.